Om Tavakatam Ritam Tapta Jivanam Kavibiritam Kalmashapaham Shravanamangalam Srimadatam Bhuvi Krinanti Ye Bhurita Jana. To lives that are scorched, your words are like nectar. They are praised by the sages. They are auspicious to hear and destroy sin. Those who spread thy words, O Lord, are the greatest benefactors of this world. The Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, the Master in various moods. We are on page 585, somewhere in the middle of the page. Several young men from the village of Dakshineshwar entered the room and saluted Sri Ramakrishna. It was about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. They sat down and began to talk with the Master. As we know, Dakshineshwar was the place where this temple complex was built by the Rani Rashmani, and Sri Ramakrishna lived there in this temple complex, first as a priest and then as a teacher. So in the village of Dakshineshwar, which was not very far away from there, but now the village has almost disappeared. The city has crawled as usual, things, the city sprawl, keeps on sprawling and sprawling and sprawling, and has engulfed all those old places. But the temple complex and its environs are still there. It's an amazing place. A young man from amongst the group asked Sri Ramakrishna, "Sir, what is knowledge?" Master, it is to know that God alone is the only reality and that all else is unreal. That is knowledge. In another place, Ramakrishna says, the knowledge of the many is nothing but ignorance. But the knowledge of the one in the many is knowledge. Now when you say, what is knowledge? And this has been the ancient pursuit of the human mind. It is to know. The human mind has been designed to know. Principally, the human mind and the human body, they are kind of complementary, the sensory organs, and then we have the motor organs. All knowledge is a combination of both sensory perception and action. All our pursuit was how to save ourselves in this external world. And then, what are the origins? What is the origins of what I see and what I use and what I experience? So people have been seeking these questions of what is the origins. I know the table, but then I need to know something more. Where has this table come? How it has been transformed? And I can see the whole sequence of things. Knowledge is the highest pursuit, the noblest pursuit of humanity. And humanity has progressed all these thousands of years simply because of this knowledge that the person acquires and then has the means through language to transmit it to the next generation. And over and over, it has been rolling and rolling till it comes. Today we are the result, the cumulative knowledge of all our ancestors that who have worked to understand things. And then there was this external thing. Swami Vivekananda says there are two methods. One is the study of nature. People started studying nature and then tried to analyze what exactly is this world that we live in. There is another form of knowledge, which is to know oneself. And this arose when this knowledge is being pursued simultaneously. What is this? And then the pursuit becomes deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. So people have been engaged in this pursuit of knowledge through various channels, through various means. Everything ends with knowledge. We experience something. That experience is nothing but knowledge. So we are a bunch of knowledge. Everybody has a unique story to be told. But all this, the person asks, so what is knowledge? Now, when it is obvious that this young man wants to know what is knowledge, the ultimate knowledge. It is a given in Indian philosophy. Knowledge liberates you. If knowledge does not liberate you, it is ignorance. So that is a test of knowledge. It expands your mind. It makes you unselfish. It makes you more loving. It makes you more compassionate. It makes you more active. These are all the results of knowledge. People will sit down and say, oh, I have knowledge. Yeah, but what are you doing? What are you doing about it? So it has to be part of your experience. Then it is knowledge. Or it's just kind of information. So information, and then you get the experience, and then you correlate all your various experiences, you come down to something called wisdom and all that. So jnana, to know. So Sri Ramakrishna says, the knowledge of God is a knowledge. So he says, it is to know that God alone is real. So the reality, knowledge of the reality is ultimate knowledge. Knowledge of the reality. What is real? Find it out for yourself. Now start analyzing things. It's just not, okay, this Sri Ramakrishna has said it, so I accept it. Analyze it. Analyze everything. And you will find everything melting away into unreality. Everything that you knew, everything. Years and years of striving, we have come out to this place, and we are now thinking we are the most knowledgeable people in this world. And yet our knowledge is nothing but a bunch of ignorance, unreal. Why? Because we don't have yet the knowledge of reality. For us, this is real. But we know, we very well know that this is a modification. And everything that is a modification is unreal. There is a time that is affecting, space is affecting, the laws of causation, so many things, the laws of matter, everything. So if you keep on analyzing and analyzing and analyzing, you will come down to, yes, atoms and molecules, and then go down deeper, and then they will have quarks and leptons and baryons and everything go down and down. You will get energy, and what's happening? This appears on the surface, but its bedrock is something else. Color is not inherently outside, but we see everything as color. You start analyzing it. And then, if you want to know yourself, you want to know yourself, try to find yourself, you will not find yourself. That on which you have placed the whole world on the I, that itself is such a flimsy entity. It's like a phantom there. You search here, this I, search here, search where? What's this? So as you keep on analyzing, testing your experiences with this axiom, which is right now an experience of Sri Ramakrishna. Test your experiences now. Test all your experiences in the waking and dream and deep sleep, your experiences, others' experiences, and you will come down to this fact. It is to know that God alone is real. But what is God? Now, you see, what happens is people have very queer ideas also about God. Because of culture, because of language, because of history, because of hundreds of things, everything are like milestones. As you keep on progressively questioning your own thoughts and beliefs, it's called a thought-belief awareness. Question your beliefs. The idea of God as with form and culturally fixated will disappear. It's a reality, it's a truth. So why do you use the word God? Yeah, Swami Vivekananda says many people had come and said, why do you use the word God? Saying, yeah, it's because the hopes and aspirations of millions and millions of souls in the past and in the present have been associated with this. And everything that's holy and sacred has also been associated with this word. So keep that word, but remove away all the superstitions that have come up over it. Then you will know this. So this reality, God, so this world outside is this. but this is real. It is that one reality that is a substratum of everything. So when Sri Ramakrishna said the world is unreal, your unreality is only experienced where there is a substratum. The classical example of Vedanta is you see a snake, and for a moment you are frightened, you are terrified. Oh my God, snake. But you come closer and see, oh, it's not a snake, it's a rope. Well, the snake will be seen only where there is a rope, not anywhere else. You won't see a coil of rope in one corner and a snake in another. So everywhere it is called that great doctrine of adhyasa, superimposition. So the substratum is obscured by something else. And we are taking that obscuration as real. We have not questioned its fundamentals. So here you're saying that which is real is also called Brahman. That's real. So what is real? That which is not modified, that which is infinite, that which is eternal, that which is bliss, that which is consciousness, etc. But a real is not affected by anything. So what is real? My life is real, the world is real. You have one set of experiences and then another set of experiences come and say, oh no. So this is how, if we don't question our own ideas of reality, nature will force us to question this reality. So this reality is Brahman. So Sri Ramakrishna said, and all else is unreal, everything. It's the Atman, the Brahman, the real is real. And everything else is, it's an appearance. So this has to be understood. It's just an appearance. Appearances are not real. So Sri Ramakrishna continues. It has another name, Kala, time. So he's bringing in another, you can say, word for that reality. Time. There is a saying, oh brother, how many things come into being in time and disappear in time. Kala. So this whole world has come into being in time and it will dissolve in time. The whole universe has come into being in time, will dissolve. This, everything has arisen in time and will dissolve in time. This is the nature of this whole world. So this solid-looking earth also one day will, this solid-looking sun also will, the solid-looking galaxies and all, everything will also dissolve. Everything emerges and merges in Kala. Time is called Mahakala, the great time. So Sri Ramakrishna continues, that which sports with Kala, with time, is called Kali. Here it is. Now it's becoming clear. That which sports. This is the dynamic aspect of that reality from which things come and go. So you say, from where do these things emerge? And how do they merge? That is the work of Kali. So Kala and Kali. Kala and Kali. Kali is that great power. She makes the yea nay and makes the nay yea. She makes the possible impossible, the impossible possible. She brings out this whole creation and pulls it out into herself. So when Shiva is shown as lying prostrate and Kali dancing on his chest, it implies they have personalized this concept of Kala, time, as Shiva, and the dynamic aspect as Kali. So Kala and Kali, the absolute and relative, they are both in this cosmic dance, dancing the cosmos away, dancing in the cosmos away. She does all this. She is that great mother. Through her will, millions of universes come into being. And through her will, millions of universes disappear. We think there is one universe because that's the limit of, that's a known universe, what we know. How do we know there's only one? Because we can see so much. Oh yeah, your instruments are still limited. How can you definitely say there is only one universe? No, there are millions. Millions. So what's a big deal? That is the dynamic aspect of time, Kala. So she creates, preserves, and destroys. So, the idea is, okay, now we want to worship Kala and we want to worship this Kali. How do we do it? Then this is how people personalize these concepts. These are aids in understanding the absolute and the relative. The real and that which the real appears. That is Kali and that is Shiva, or Shiva and Kali, whichever side you take it. She is a primal energy, Kala and Kali. Brahman and Shakti are indivisible. So wherever you see the snake, you will have to infer first that there has to be a rope. Both are on the same locus. If you want to know the reality, hold on first to everything that is experienced. And what is experienced? There is something called experience and there is something called experiencer, one who experiences. Hold on to first the experience, then the experiencer, and dig deep and deep and deep. You will come down to that reality. Have to come down because, as we know, the absolute and the relative are in that same location And it is this relative, this Kali, that makes the unknown reality known. You see, you don't know the reality, isn't it? Because our reality is right now. Brahman is real, Brahman is real. But what is Brahman? I don't know. Right now, it is unreal. You know why it is called unreal? It is not, technically it's called, it is beyond speech and mind. It is indescribable, anirvachaniya. So that's why, for us right now, it's unknown. And in order to make that unknown Brahman or reality or Kala known, there comes in Kali and makes that unknown reality now tangible, knowable. Here you are, now you hold on to this, and now you dig deep. Dig. That is the way to knowledge. And as you start understanding this great dynamism, this world appears static. It is static. Otherwise, we'll be moving about here and there. But we are in Los Angeles and, there's always the big one coming, the big one on its way, the big one, prepare for the big one. San Andreas fault. What I'm trying to imply, everything appears static, solid, stable. But just beneath the surface, there's that tremendous dynamism. There is that chaos and cosmos, for another word, order. Chaos and order. So both these things are appearing, things are disappearing. Things are getting ordered and then being dissipated into disorder. Everything that has order gets into entropy and gets into disorder. So this whole universe is a dynamic process. And this is what we talk about Kali's dance. She is constantly dancing. Her dance is, like Swami Vivekananda says, with every shaking step destroys a world forever, and of course creates also. So this world is like this. So when we want to know the reality, we'll have to plunge down into the substratum, the support. It's like, what is the support of this body and mind? It is the I, though it's like a phantom right now, but you can search it, where is it? But yet it is that which holds everything together. So similarly, everything has its support. Find out the root of all supports, and you will find that one. Now what happens is, all these unreal forms that you see are interpenetrated with that reality, that Kala and Kali. You now have a conception of God that takes away all old conceptions of it. Everything is now a form of God. This is what is called qualified non-dualism, Vishishtadvaita. So our limited ideas of God as Shiva and Kali have now become magnified as this whole universe is the body and that which is the support of this body. Oh. So your idea of reality now from here, it has gone there to Shiva and Kali, and then again it's expanded more. Wow. Yeah. And this, Sri Ramakrishna says, is like a small fish kept in a bowl of water. In India we had the old earthen pots. You take that earthen pot of water which contains that fish and you let it loose out in the lake or in the river. That's exactly what happens to your knowledge. Suddenly, there's a huge opening. You get into a different dimension. Is that the end of knowledge? No, we are still here. We have further to go. So, every name and form is a limitation of this reality. When if you have a reality and you have a name and form, that name and form, to give an example, you have an ocean, you have the Pacific here, and you have the waves and waves and waves. If you look at the waves, you see name and form. But from another perspective, they are nothing but water. So this water is the reality. The name and form emerge in time, merge also in time. It's constantly shifting. So this whole universe, this reality, for that matter, is that one reality which is appearing as names and forms. Kala and Kali. Kala and Kali. So here you have. And then finally you come down to even the higher, where you transcend the knower. That was a great discourse in the Upanishads. Yajnavalkya tells his wife, Maitri, with how can you know the knower? Kasminno bhagavo vijñātam sarvamidam. Through what do you know everything? You know something, and through that something you know everything. So how do you know the knower? You cannot know the knower. You become that knower. That is the highest point in experience. That the person thinking himself or herself as individual first becomes cosmic, then becomes universal, and then transcends all categories and becomes infinite. This is knowledge. Because if you say, I know this book, it is an objective knowledge, and this is a subject. So wherever there is a duality of subject and object, so we have come to a discussion of the highest point in metaphysics and philosophy, put in very simple words by the master here. We don't need to. But there is one question that is taken up by these young men. If the world is of the nature of illusion, magic, then why doesn't one get rid of it? Because in the preceding line, Sri Ramakrishna is like the magic and the magician. when you're seeing magic, you know you have come for a magic show, of course. You know. Sometimes you pay for it. But when you're watching that, you are so distracted, the magician distracts your attention, and you get caught up in the act, the magic act, and you're thrilled, or you're frightened, or you shriek. You're confused. And later on you find, it's just a magic. Those who know how the trick is performed, magician, I've got it. So there are these guys who can catch the magic because they know the magician's tricks. So Sri Ramakrishna has given the example of magic. So he's saying, so here he's saying, if the world is of the nature of an illusion, of the magic, then why doesn't one get rid of it? Naturally, an illusion will always go away. Always. What is real will always remain. And the illusion passes. The magic show ends. The magician goes away. It's always like that. So, Sri Ramakrishna gives a very, you can say, astounding answer, which is, of course, in consonance with the scriptures, with Vedanta and all, saying, it is due to samskaras, inborn tendencies. Repeated births in this world of Maya makes one believe that Maya is real. There we come down to this. You're repeatedly doing that same old mistake over and over. What is samskaras? Samskaras is, every cognition is a combination of perception and memory. So this new perception goes and becomes a memory. Nothing but they are the memories, old things. Most of our bodies and most of our lives is run by memories. We have very little conscious awareness of things. Everything is run by memories. Everything is... So, repeated births in this world of Maya makes us feel that it is real. So we say, this is real, this is real, this is real, this is real, this is real. And repeatedly saying, So this world appears as real because of our initial thoughts and our repeated thoughts, which is the combination of perception and memory. We call things by wrong names. We take the unreal for the real and the real for the unreal. So what do? We reverse the process, that's all. It's simple as that. This is the method. This is the way. So don't get frightened with all this high kind of philosophy that you've been listening to, metaphysics. Just remember that within each one of us is that consciousness. Seek that consciousness. You will find it leading you to infinite consciousness. That is the method. Everything else is, don't take the world too seriously. Don't take everything seriously. Yeah, but they say, the world is unreal, but this is life and death for us. The more closed your mind is, the more shallow life becomes. the more the mind broadens, the more knowledge creeps in, filters in, the more you can see things in a better perspective. So broaden your mind by broadening your heart and by being unselfish, working for others, thinking of others, welfare. Don't do anything bad. These are the steps into knowledge. So you're saying, what knowledge? Does knowledge suddenly drop out of the sky? No. There's a long list of disciplines enumerated in the Bhagavad Gita. When we come down towards that, we'll see. So this is the practice. Knowledge also has to be practiced. And it starts with karma. Slowly, work your way up. Because all knowledge is, like I began, is a complement of sensory and motor. So this is the way we go. Take up things slowly. Start slowly. And proceed, step by step by step. And don't reverse yourself for anything. Keep on walking. One day, we all will come to the light. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu. There was a technical glitch yesterday. We thought it was our equipment, but there was an external, you can say, agency to that glitch. We cannot exactly say what, but then Sarvadevanandaji, who was giving a class yesterday, he sincerely apologizes for the glitch. Tomorrow we have the Bhagavad Gita by Swami Satyamayananda at 7:30. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.